In a world obsessed with AI, we seem to forget one simple truth. Humans don't run on code. We run on emotional safety, connection, meaning, and belonging. Humans at Work is a podcast where we are exploring the exact KPIs that we need to meet in order to earn the ultimate currency, happiness. Think about it. Each one of us spends at least 1/3 of our lifetime at work. That makes happiness more than a perk. It needs to be an ROI. It needs to be the return on investment that we get in this lifetime. Welcome to Humans at Work. Welcome to another episode of Humans at Work. One of the things that a lot of us think about is, are we looking good? What does somebody think about me? Am I dressed correctly? Am I dressed appropriately? Am I overdressed? Oh my God, I'm wearing the same thing that the other person's wearing. There are a lot of these things that happen to us when we dress up and get out there. Not all of us are comfortable with putting ourselves out there. But in Dubai, in the GCC, given how important how you show up is, I have with me today Raluca Marcu, who is an image scientist and a style coach for men. So boys, you had better be tuned into this episode because we're going to change your wardrobe. So tell me, Raluca, firstly, what does an image scientist do and how did you get into this space?
So as the name says of the role, scientist, I use science. And the science I use is neuroscience, human behavior, but also fashion psychology and style psychology, also color psychology, right? Because we talk clothes and styling. And then what brought me into this is two things. One is my own personal experience. As you can see, I know I only have half frame in the picture, but I'm petite, I look younger than my age, I had senior roles all the time. I have round features, which also primes people into think I'm younger. And basically, I discovered how to use clothes as a tool to actually influence also my perception of myself, become more confident and more straightforward and, speak up for myself when needed. But also how clothes and image in general could influence the perception of others about me.
Okay.
So that's basically what I'm teaching today. I'm using clothes as a tool, not as an outcome,
So it's a tool to make you feel more confident and make you feel more yourself when you show up somewhere.
It's both and even beyond that.
Okay.
So one thing about clothes is that they have more power than we want to admit.
Yeah, sure.
So they're more than decoration and function.
Okay.
Right? We all know when we put on a blazer, we instantly straighten our body up, our chin goes a bit upper, the way we walk, the way we behave, our body language changes instantly, right? And that's one way of how clothes can influence our own internal state, right? And then also we can use clothes to influence how other people see us, right? If we want to be perceived as more confident or more competent or on the other side, more approachable or friendlier, we could use different colors, different textures, different cuts, and different combinations in our clothes that could actually signal that.
Okay. I have a question because you said something very interesting saying that you look young and then how do you make people take you seriously when you walk into a room? And I know that there are a lot of men out there, especially here in Dubai, which has this massive sales force. Every industry, one of the largest set of people within an organization is usually the sales force. And a lot of the guys who are in sales teams, they're young. they're young and they're out there and this is possibly their second job, and they may not have as much experience in how to dress up. So a lot of them will do the basic of buying a suit, right? But it's not necessary that the suit makes them look an appropriate age. A lot of times when they stand there and if the suit it's not the right color, the tie is not the right color, it's not the right fit, something's going on that gives away their age or their experience. And know that in a sales team, your age is equal to your experience, right? So what can men who are young and who are just entering the workforce, what can they do to kind of seem experienced? How do they use their clothes for that?
So first, they need to have the awareness that people hear first what they see, right? Yeah. First impression really matters. It's fast, it's a blink of an eye, and it's very hard to change because our brain goes back to revalidate what it saw initially, right? So how they present themselves is very, very important. First impression, and in any type of interaction, even if it's not the first impression. And once they are aware of that, they can work with their visual cues. So what's visual cues? Your clothes, your accessories, your grooming, the way the clothes sit on you, the way they let you move with ease or not, depending if it's, the right fit, the right size, and so on. And I would not only stop at clothes, and that's essentially my work. I work with visual cues and nonverbal cues. So visual cues, we just explained. Nonverbal cues is the body language, the posture, the facial expressions, how you carry yourself. So two things, visual and nonverbal. On the visual side, they should think first of what's their role, right? Are they presenting, in a team? Are they pitching for funding to investors? Are they selling
property?
1 million property, property, right? So for example, if they work in real estate, right? If you sell a 5 million dirham property, you need to match your image with the asset value somehow. If the property is polished, you should be polished, because the buyers or the potential customers, they are not only buying that property, they need to buy in trusting you as well. Right. So if you come across as careless and you wear something that's very light or very flowy, not sitting too tailored or too fit on your body, you unnecessarily and perhaps unconsciously send messages of carelessness. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just here for the commission, maybe. So having something that's tailored to your body to fit, and when I say tailored, it's like not too oversized, not too loose, but also not too tight. Something that would let you move easily and it's close to your body. Could be a blazer,
it's comfortable. It's comfortable and it looks
structured.
Like the right fit. Yeah, there's a certain crispness to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to have some structure in your clothes.
Yeah.
And some and have those clothes tailored. I'm not saying going to a tailor necessarily, but make sure you buy the right size, the right fit that suits you. Usually for most of us, a blazer, it's an instant sign of authority and confidence and trust. Now with that blazer, of course, it depends if it's a linen, unlined white blazer versus a navy, sharp, tailored one, proper dressy blazer, right? So different jackets may send different
energy
and cues,
right?
Depending on their structure, the texture, the fabric, the color, and so on, right? And also beyond that, because your image is, I would say your image primes the room, the audience, into believing what you're going to say, but then the behavior, your body language needs to confirm it.
Okay.
So the way you use your hands or any other gestures, the way you sit, your posture, the way you walk should be aligned with the visual cues you're already sending, because people feel the mismatch. It's like if you're saying,
So if
I'm
you
very
are,
confident in this property and I think you should buy it, but then you have this slouched posture and you look down and you're like checking your outfit and fidgeting, our brain will believe the eye down and the slouchy shoulders.
right. But if you are looking at the person in their eyes, smiling and saying, I believe in this property, it's really good, it's going to appreciate, blah, blah, blah.
Totally.
You're going to do a lot better then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but here's a question that I have for you, right? I mean, as a woman, this happens to me. I know some men who do this, who wake up and dress for a mood, right? They wake up and they say, like for me, I wake up and I say, I feel yellow, I want a color, I want sunshine, or I feel X color, right? And I wear clothes according to
Or
that.
I feel sad, let me hide.
Yeah, I mean, then I want comfortable, right? And then suddenly there'll be loose clothing kind of a thing. So I know that with the women, with women, we do a lot of this. Some guys, yes, do that. But how important is it for your mood to match your clothes, or do clothes dictate your mood? Can it shift it? Can we use how we pull out what from our wardrobe, how we pull out whatever clothes from our wardrobe? Can we use that to kind of shift how our day flows?
I would say clothes can do a lot. And most of us, we're underestimating the power by asking ourselves in the morning, perhaps sometimes confused in front of the wardrobe, what am I going to wear today, right? And most people go into the direction of the logistics, the weather, where they are going to go, what's the context, but more from a logistic point of view.
Yeah.
The question I tell my clients to actually ask themselves is, what's my role today? How do I want to feel today? What I want people to talk about me after the meeting, to say about me? How do I want to be seen, perceived, and so on? So then you prime your brain and then your hand, your body, to go and pick something that would make you feel that way. And there is this fascinating concept from neuroscience research. It's called enclothed cognition, that says what you wear not only influences how other people perceive you, but it also influences how you see yourself. So what you wear can influence how you feel, what you think, and how you perform, how you behave. And there are a lot of studies and research around that. But I don't want to go necessarily into the scientific side, but the facts. So yes, you can do both. I mean, there's nothing wrong in dressing for your mood. That's called serotonin dressing. There's also good, if it works for you, to do the dopamine dressing, which is, elevate your mood by picking something that you love, like an item, an accessory, something that has a color that you love, and something that gives you energy, or you link it to something that it's sentimental to you, like your grandma gifted to you when you were small. Whatever that is can increase the level of dopamine and can give you a boost before you go out the door.
That's such an interesting way. I've never heard it put that way. So there's serotonin dressing, which is
Matching
dressing,
your mood.
matching your mood. So if I dress as per what I'm already feeling, the mood I'm in, it's serotonin dressing. And if I want to elevate my mood, I go towards dopamine dressing, which is where I do something or I wear something which kind of switches it.
Yeah, elevates it.
Which is interesting. I was just going to ask you that there's a red lipstick theory, right? And it's when we women, when we're feeling not so okay, we say, put on a red lipstick and your mood is going to change, right? We'll put on a bright red lipstick for a day meeting, it doesn't matter, and you're suddenly, boom, there's a certain confidence that we have.
True.
What is that one thing that men have that can do that for them? What's their red lipstick?
The men's red lipstick
Yes.
is, I would say, first is the fit.
Right.
Many men go and buy clothing items
Yeah.
that are, even if they are in their size, the size they know they have, they may not have the right fit. So one thing they would need to solve, I would say, is make sure it's a proper fit. And when I say fit is, again, not too loose, not too tight, something that lets you move it with ease and not distract you from what you have to do during the day, right?
Right.
And I advise my clients actually to try at least 2 sizes of the same suit or shirt or t-shirt or trousers, whatever item that is in store, because then you can actually feel what's best for you.
Right.
And don't focus on the size, focus on the fit.
Right.
So I think that's the first thing, and it's coming from my experience of working with men, because men are more practical and they love function, and they have a favorite store or a favorite brand or something that's familiar. They know it works, so they go and pick 42 or 50 or 48 because that's the,
Yeah.
But then it can really make a difference if you try on more than one size and see.
So you're basically, we're telling the boys, don't be lazy or convenient. Try a little bit more, a little more effort for your own self. Okay, so is there a particular fabric that certain body types should stay away from? A certain fabric or a certain fit that certain body types should wear? So as an example, I know that one thing that a lot of men struggle with, and it really affects their confidence, is height. So a lot of men who are not tall and maybe average height, but they don't feel like they're tall enough, is there certain things that they should be avoiding or should be doing to be able to build up their stature?
So there are many things men can do if they want to appear taller. One easy thing is wear a monochromatic outfit, which is same color top to toe.
Black on black, for instance.
For instance, all black.
Okay.
If it could be all brown or all gray or blue, right? One color, or like shades of the same color.
Got it.
Up and down, top to toe, including the shoes.
Including the shoes.
Yes.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Because imagine if you wear a black top and black jeans or black trousers, so you still have the monochromatic outfit, but then the shoes are white or a contrasting color, you're cutting your legs and visually you're shortening your legs.
Got it.
And eventually your full frame, right? If you would wear dark shoes with the black outfit, perhaps easiest is to pick also black shoes, then you have continuity and you appear leaner, taller, right?
Okay.
I mean, leaner if it's a dark color.
Sure,
right?
Sure, understood. So monochrome is one thing that you're saying to look taller.
Yeah,
right.
To
Okay.
appear taller.
To appear taller.
To be perceived as taller. Another thing that could help men to appear taller is wear something that has more structure. Or imagine if you wear like a t-shirt and loose pants, wide pants, especially whatever goes wide, it visually makes you look more horizontal.
Okay. Right.
So it widens your
Right.
body frame. If you wear more structured tops and bottoms and even more tailored, I would say, like closer to your body, then you also visually create like a taller silhouette, right?
Right. So baggy stuff is out. If you want to look taller in that moment, wear stuff that is fitted, more fitted or well suited in terms of structure. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I don't do rules or
Yeah, I'm coming from a space of in this particular situation. I'm not saying don't ever
Yeah.
wear baggy, but I'm saying if you
Yeah.
want to look taller in a particular situation, then
just
keep
be
those,
aware what's
Yeah.
helping you with that,
Yeah.
and what is not.
Right.
So you can wear whatever, just be aware what's
Right.
doing
Okay.
for you.
I have another question for you, and I see this happen a lot. You have one set of people in the office, and this episode is largely for men, right? Because we have a men's style coach here, so we have all these questions coming up. There's one set who go out there and are customer facing and people facing and team facing, right? Or leading teams. And they tend to dress a lot sharper, or they tend to come with a certain energy of I mean business. It doesn't mean that they wear suits. They might wear a particular style of t-shirt and jeans, and it might be a more casual setting, but there's a way that they style it, and it seems to say that I mean business. And then there are the people who are just sitting behind the computers, barely interacting with anyone. And they're not groomed. They're barely, they're very, very casually groomed, right? And you look at the person and you know that so much more can happen with that personality. But you can also see the shell that they're sitting in, the shell that they're hiding in. So if we had to take someone like that and bring them out, what changes? What do we do with someone like this?
So while you were asking this question, I remembered about the pandemic times.
Yeah.
Remember during the pandemic when we all of a sudden moved to remote working, and then
we had the Zoom
besides besides all the memes and the videos that became the memes with the people behind the camera wearing pajamas and stuff, and I'm guilty of that too at the beginning. But I would advise people not to underestimate the power of intention, because it's this loop or that enclosed cognition from neuroscience. If we are to go back to the principle, you can influence your own nervous system, right? Your own state of mind and your own way of thinking and performing, just by putting on something that you associate with those qualities, right? If you want to feel more productive or performant, then easily you can put on a blazer. I'm not saying you need to wear a suit every day, but something that has more structure. It can be an overshirt, right? Or rather than a simple t-shirt, crew neck, cotton, it could be like a fine knit polo, right? So this way you are embodying the quality of that garment and send the message to your brain that you can actually do more, perform better, and you also feel different. So now going back to your question, to these backstage people who are doing also hard work, but they are not so much in the spotlight, I would totally advise them to top it up one level. like one notch at least, if you are in the backstage, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are not supposed to be seen, or you're not there to get the credit or anything. You're also doing hard work. Putting on this very loose, casual type of outfits every day will actually prime your brain to act like it and behave like it. And the danger is the cost is quite big, because you get stuck in that. You
get passed over for promotions, and you are not seen, and you do a lot of good work. And you don't
also get this boost of performing to your level. So I would totally tell them to level up just one
right level. So if I have to kind of put this in a actionable piece, if you are sitting there wearing plain crew neck t-shirts, change the kind of t-shirt that you're wearing. Change it to a knit polo or a nice polo, a collared t-shirt, or a t-shirt, plain t-shirt with a shirt over it. It doesn't have to be super formal, but kind of maybe shift that. So shift one aspect, and that can change how you are. It can change the fact that whether you're seen or not in the organization. Because I have a lot of clients who come in who constantly tell me that they're passed over for a promotion despite being appreciated. And I had this interesting experience where I found that the man was sitting, his desk was in the corner of the aisle near the window, and nobody could see him. And we moved him in the next 6 months. He put in a request and moved his desk to right opposite the super boss's cabin, but it was at the aisle. And I think a year and a half, another 6 months after that, he got that promotion that he wanted. So visibility matters.
Yes. And it matters in a sense that, competence definitely matters.
Yes.
So there's no question around.
Correct.
You need to have the knowledge, the skills.
That's a given. I'm saying
that's
that
a given. But also competence needs to also be visible.
Yeah.
It needs to be seen.
Yeah.
You can be the best at something, but if nobody sees you and knows about you, it's like only the half work done,
Yeah. Okay, talk to me about colors a bit, right? What are the colors that are good for certain work situations? So say I'm going in to do a team presentation. What is a color that I can wear? Doesn't have to be the whole thing, but I'm saying have that element of that color to kind of give me that presence.
Yeah, so 2 things.
Yeah.
One is the context. Color without context is just, styling your outfit or work in harmony with what you're wearing or your own personal taste. It can be that for that team meeting, if you want to signal trust and authority or expertise and calm, then a medium dark shade of blue, like navy, could be an advice that I would give you. If your presentation has a more relaxed topic, it's good news, it's something more entertaining than the usual corporate announcements, let's say. Depending on the message, I would probably advise you to go for green or cream or camel or brown.
Right.
So context matters.
Okay, so let me give you context and let's see what we come up with. Okay, so say it's an investor meeting and the man is pitching for funding. What is the color that he should have on him?
So again, it's hard. I understand the context, but it's hard to just work with the color and then assume that would give you the right boost to be good.
I understand that there's a caveat. It's not that this is a solution, but I'm saying what's the preferred preferred color? Like, come with that. Like, what is the
So
color?
colors,
Yeah.
yeah. So colors have most of the times they have a universal meaning and
Yeah.
symbolism for
Yeah.
most people.
Right.
You know, there are colors that in different cultures or
Yeah.
different contexts they mean different things, but generally, warm colors, red, yellow, orange, and the tones of these colors send messages of joy, energy. It's good vibes. It signals warmth.
Okay.
Right? Cool colors like blue, violet, green, and their sisters and brothers, they take you more into calm, authority, trustworthiness. So this type of signals.
Right.
Now, if you were pitching for funding in front of an investor board or team, then I would say dress in a muted, medium dark color, like could be a brown, could be blue for trust and calm. If your topic is something as fun as a new game, perhaps you can be more creative with the colors and go more into happy colors like yellow, orange, you know.
Right.
Also, you need to know that colors have this dual influence. They influence your state of mind, but also how you are seen. And I'm seeing there could be misconceptions or misuses about colors and their associations with different feelings, like red. So red, though I know we're talking mostly to men and not many men wear red, but just to give an example, most of us, we associate red with passion, power, love, you know, all these kind of good things. But then if you have a 2-hour presentation or an hour pitch in front of a team of investors or in front of your team on a stage, then just be aware red can agitate.
Yeah.
Think of the bulls in the arena, right? They agitate them with the
color,
the fabric, the red fabric. Also think of the traffic stops, right? And the danger risk announcements, you know, or signs like danger zone is red. So color is giving you emotions. It can trigger emotions in other people at the same time. So this dual type of influence. But then depending on the message you want to send, of course, there's a lot around the symbolism of colors to send different messages to your audience.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, the way you put that is that if you're doing a 1-hour pitch and if you're going to be standing there in bright red or even a deep red after a point, it's not soothing to the eye. And I think it might take the attention away from your words a bit as well.
Yeah, and it also it has usually. I mean, I'm sure most people heard of the color analysis, right?
Right.
So when you do, you have a color analysis, you would get a color palette.
Right.
That's most suitable for your natural coloring. So when we talk about colors have the power to influence how your face looks, like more even or more textured, or you can look more tired or fresher. It depends, but we're talking about the colors that are close to your face, right? So if you have like yellow trousers, but yellow is not your color because that's what came out in the color analysis, of course, it's like too far from your face and you can wear whatever color. But then close to your face, it can influence your
how
vibe.
you're looking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Whether you're looking pale, are you looking fresh, are you looking
Yeah.
kind of ill under the weather, or are you looking full of energy?
Yeah.
It depends on what's
Yeah.
happening on the upper part of your body.
And especially for men, from my experience, most men default to black, navy,
Yeah.
gray,
Yeah.
right? There's nothing wrong with black. Black is minimalism, is simplicity.
Right.
It's also safety because it's easy and safe, right? Just all black, let
Yeah.
me put on all black, it's fine. So nothing is essentially wrong with black, but black doesn't work for all men because of their natural coloring. It may wash them out, some of them. It may reinforce their features and, add more contrast to their face,
Right.
which can be good. Sometimes it goes into those funeral, like dark side of the
A morbid
signals.
mood. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a morbid mood.
And sadness and
Yeah.
even authority, which is good, but it's probably not what you want to send in a certain context, right?
It's not approachable authority.
Yeah.
It's very fierce.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Navy,
Right.
again, it's good for certain context and certain messages you want to send and
Right.
how you want to feel, but it may not be good for others. And
Right.
gray, especially, not every shade of gray works for everyone, right? So some people need a darker, like a more intense or type of gray, or a warmer one. Like imagine you put a drop of yellow into the gray, so it goes a bit warmer. So it may be that's more aligned to your natural coloring. So then it works in harmony and it's aligned.
Right.
But
okay, I have a question for you now. Tell me, what's the recent trend in men's clothing or the way that they're dressing or not dressing that for you as a image scientist, as a psychologist, as somebody who works with neuroscience is an absolute no? Like, you have picked out something that's going to pull you down. So let me explain this, right? Like, I work from home. I've been working from home for the last 15 years. And I get the uniform that everybody had during COVID. But the one rule that I have had about working from home is that I wake up and I dress up for work and I sit. And this has been there, and it didn't switch during COVID either, right? And the reason why I've held on to that is because I want to show up for work with a certain energy. So I know that that's the one thing that works for me. I don't have a set of house clothes like a lot of people have. I have clothes that I wear for work and clothes that I go out in, and that's where it is, right? This relaxing and loungy clothes, it's my night suit. So there's a certain way that I look at clothes, and for me, the whole lounge wear is an absolute no, because it pulls your energy down, or it puts you in a comfort zone, and in moments when you don't want to be there, right? It's a place to hide. Is there something that you are seeing in the current set that's happening that you think we should be steering away from?
Perhaps in women, but if we're talking men, nothing really comes to mind as a trend that is an absolute no. And again, because my work is not black and white.
Yeah, of course.
My work is very strategic and client oriented. So I need to know who you are, what you're trying to achieve, what you want people to see about you, how you want to feel. So it may be that in different men and different contexts, even different industries, it may be something else.
Right.
I would actually say a good trend that I
Yeah,
have seen.
please.
I didn't see a bad one. Or at least, when trends are not necessarily created by, the fashion designers and so on with some big science in mind, right? It's in my point of view, it's more aesthetic and, on the visual side of it. But then in men's fashion, talking trends now, I've seen a lot of color coming out and coming up, which I hope would, give this little boost in men,
that it continues
to move from or defaulting to black, navy, and gray, and give them this courage to try on and confidence to try on new colors. It doesn't have to be a loud, a bold color, but brown is such an underestimated color, and it works for authority, expertise, these types of vibes and signals if you want to send them. A lot of burgundy, and generally I've seen muted colors. Not very saturated.
Tell me pink on men, because some men really look nice with some amount of pink. But what's pink on men for you?
So it's obviously pink is could be a bold pink, like a neon pink, and that's a choice and that's a message. And it could be a salmon pink or a muted light pastel pink.
Right.
That's a totally different message, right? So it's just awareness of an intention of how you want to come across. There's nothing wrong with pink in men or blue in women, right? We drive from this biases and principles.
Yeah, and not a gender piece, but I know pink became a trend. Pink for in men's clothing became a trend.
Yeah, so it could be something that men can use it as a pop of color. It doesn't have to be a shirt.
Right.
Because that's taking a lot of space on your body, and probably you're not comfortable directly to go into a pink shirt or suit. Right?
Yeah.
But it can be a pocket square. It could be a small scarf, or it could be a shoelace. So it's totally a personal preference. But in my work, if I talk with my clients about pink, I would explain them first what pink does for their
skin tone.
Eye color, hair, like their natural colors.
Yeah.
But also what's the psychology behind the color and what messages that color can send. And if they are aware of it and it matches their mood and their intention to send a certain message or be perceived a certain way, then alignment is what matters, right?
One of the interesting things, that a conversation that we had when we first met, was about how the world is being beigified, right? So dive into that. Tell me a bit about that thing, because you had a very interesting thing to say, that look around you, the world is now slowly getting beigified.
Yeah.
And
to me, it's a pity.
Yeah.
To me personally, it's a pity because I like colors. But I think it has to do with where the world is going and the whole, global state of mind and all of that thing. So before, if I'm thinking my parents and my grandparents' houses, I know I'm moving to interior design now, and I'm not a specialist in that. But if you remember the way they used to arrange their homes with small details, colors, plants, and so on, to make it cozy and livable, to make it feel like a home. And also on the style side, the fabrics and the colors and the textures were like something totally different than majority of what we see today in stores. I remember my grandma would be like, Raluca, just touch this fabric. Can you feel? And she would like go a bit French and say, can you feel the touche?
Yeah.
And this is this color, and just, you know, like she would make me feel,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
even the color, the texture, obviously the fabric and everything, but then how it all came together and how much joy it would bring her. And in general, in those times, this is how it went. Now I think because we are into so many decisions every day, it's much easier to go simple, to go minimalistic,
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
straight lines, you know, rather than, you know, taking the time because we don't have it, putting in the effort because we put effort probably in something else,
Yeah.
and so on. So I think that could be a reason.
Yeah.
Um,
And is that showing up then even in our clothes? Because there's a trend to have lots of whites and beige and nudes and, you know, like subtle colors. There's a lot of subtle colors that are coming. Is it because we're looking for peace? Like we want less noise, we want calm, we want peace. Then we reach for the subtle, simpler colors and the simpler styles.
I think there is a few things. One is, you know, when you have like a matchy outfit or a monochromatic outfit, it's easier for the brain. So it reduces the cognitive load.
Right.
So let me just put on something. I know this works together. It may be out of a habit. I wore this before. I know it works.
Yeah.
Let me just focus on something else. It could also be, and especially for men were not taught style, right?
Yeah.
Especially little girls and women, we are more into that area.
Yeah.
And men now came to default into a habit or a preferred brand or a preferred store, or let me just grab what's clean and ironed, or even to their partners and wives and sisters and initially their moms, right? So I think they kind of got stuck into this habit, and defaulting to the old suit or reaching out, like outsourcing responsibility to their partners, and unintentionally, because, you know, traditionally
it's how the system worked.
This is what happened. And I can get why they hate shopping, or they don't like to have their photo taken, or they don't know how to shop for them and what to pick and so on. I don't remember
we were coming from the fact that things are very beige and things are very white and things are very like subtle colors, and are we looking for peace and calm and kind of that simplicity? And you navigated into the outsourced piece, which was they're used to other people shopping for them. You know, and then instead of doing this for themselves. Okay, I'm gonna go quickly into the last bit, which is I have 5 professions for you and I have questions for you. And let's see if we can figure out what they should be wearing, should not be wearing, those kind of things, right? So, real estate agent, high stakes closing, represents luxury properties, okay? So what's the non-negotiable dress code if you are selling a 5 million dirham apartment? One non-negotiable item.
At least a blazer, if not a suit. Structure, dark color if possible.
Right. But preferably a tailored suit.
Yes.
Would be the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Or at least the suit jacket.
Yeah. Okay. We have a startup founder, an entrepreneur, pitching it to investors, building a brand. Should he be dressing like he's already successful? Should he have style? Or should he go do what the tech biggies are doing, which is the black t-shirt, 20 black t-shirts in the cupboard?
I would say neither of
Yeah.
them. I wouldn't fake the future,
Yeah.
founder.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go either to, downsize the importance of this. I would say, if you're a founder pitching to investors, think your image has to sell the potential that you have. You need to look like you can handle the opportunity that you're asking for.
Right. Right.
And that can be translated into different ways of dressing, depending on what you're pitching and what's the amount you're pitching for.
Okay, so digital freelancer, remote work, right, can work from anywhere, not necessarily home, but works from anywhere. Should this person be caring about how they are dressed, or vanity is unnecessary for them?
Remote work means video calls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would say it's even more important because you're in a screen frame. You're only working with your upper half. So your cues should be even more visible.
Right.
And these cues, if you want to come across, like an expert, what you're doing, we're thinking positively here, right? Yeah. If you want to be perceived in all these good ways, then make sure your face frame is clean. Like you have good grooming. You have, if you have a collar, make sure it sits where it needs to sit. Yeah. The hems of your shoulders, if you wear a jacket over shirt, make sure it's your size and they sit where they need to sit, and so on. And also light and background. Yeah. Because light is important, obviously, because you want to be seen. But background, it doesn't have to look like a storage, right? If you're saying something important. So make sure you have a background also aligned with your message and what you're doing.
Got it. Okay, the last one, a job interview. The guy is going in for a job interview, is looking for a better pay package and is going for a role that's at least 2 levels higher. What's his non-negotiable in the way that he dresses?
The saying, you don't have the second chance to the first impression.
Yes.
So job interviews are one of these situations, right? So first, when you go to an interview, you need to have in mind this thing. You may not have a second change. I mean, I hope you do. Yeah. And you move forward. But the impression that you make is crucial and is key. Right. Second thing you need to remember is that first impression is fast and hard to change. The people in front of you, the future employer, has only the visual and nonverbal in terms of signals from you before you open your mouth, before you open your mouth to work with. So the brain, what happens in first impressions, the brain scans what it sees, right? And makes judgments based on what it sees. It sees your clothes, your grooming, your accessories, and your posture, body language. So make sure these two are aligned with the message you want to send. If the role is a senior role that you're applying for, make sure your body language and your outfit says, I can do this. I can handle the bigger role. Structure, darker colors, good grooming. If it's online, again, if it's a video call, just put more emphasis and pay more attention to your frame, your upper body. Yeah. But a blazer, if not a suit, depending on the industry, medium dark colors, structure, posture, open posture, visible hands. Right. All this together.
Nice. Okay, so we've gone into this, and one of the things that I'm taking back is the serotonin dressing and dopamine dressing, because I loved how you put it, and that's my biggest takeaway. For everybody, please follow Raluca on Instagram. Your handle is
The Image Scientist.
The Image Scientist. And do reach out to her, boys, if you want to change the way you show up, because not only will she revamp the wardrobe, but she also helps you show up with a different body language. So thank you so much for being here with
Thank
us.
you too.
And
Thank
this
you.
was a wonderful conversation.
Thank you. It was.
Until next time on The Humans at Work.